tell us about sports clubs, those sports clubs that you're members of? What's your favourite one, and what?
Ooh.
What is your favourite sport? Do you have one, or
my
your favourite three?
my favourite sport is probably surfing. And it's not something I grew up doing, but I always just had this weird passion for it and just knew I would love it. And when I became an adult, I got into surfing, and I just have dreams about it all the time. And whereas as a kid, I'd have dreams about going to theme parks, but all the rides were closed, and for whatever reason, I wasn't allowed to go on the rides, or we'd get stuck in the car. Now I have dreams about surfing and arriving and not having a surfboard or not having my wetsuit and being there with perfect waves but not being able to go out. It's a weird dream, but I always have dreams about surfing. So surfing is that thing that sits most deeply, but I don't get to do it very often because I live in London. Skiing has a similar effect on me. It's that combination of physical activity in nature that has affects you in some deeper way that we don't fully understand. Cricket is such a civilised, fun game. It's relaxed, it's social, it's out in the summer. There's just something magical and very English about playing cricket with your friends and not taking it too seriously. So Grace's Cricket Club is a great place for that. And that's probably the team I'm most involved with. I'm on the committee there and do a lot of sort of press and publicity for them. Stonewall Football Club are a great club. They do a lot of work, are developing in really interesting ways, and the Golf Society as well. They're all great sports and great clubs in lots of different ways. So it's just great to be involved and playing sport. And I see a lot of people kind of question, why do you play for gay sports teams when aren't we furthering the segregation? And I guess for me, playing for those teams actually counter-instinctively means I'm not being defined by my sexuality, because it's just a given that you're, on the LGBT spectrum somewhere. And so we're not defined in those terms. We're defined in the ways that we would be playing for a normal sports team. Whereas if you play for a a typical sports team, then, you're the gay one. And I don't want to be that. And sports teams are known to be very macho, lots of toxic masculinity. It can be an uncomfortable place for gay people. And then the other thing is that we're changing perceptions. So it happened last season, actually. We were arranging a friendly fixture with another cricket club, and they were a bit nervous about playing us. They were saying, are you any good? We want to have a good game, and maybe we'll find a fixture with someone else. They obviously thought that because we were a gay team, we wouldn't be very good. And we turned up and we absolutely smashed them. And they were worried about us not being very good. So it's really nice to turn up as a group of LGBT people. And in doing so, we're changing perceptions because it's counter-stereotype. And they realise that we're just normal men who are good at cricket. And I remember we did a Facebook advertising campaign promoting the club, and there were all sorts of comments from people saying, can you imagine their run-up? All the kind of classic jokes about effeminate gay men. And, that's not who we are.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with being effeminate, and we welcome that as well. But, that's not all we are.